Okay. Okay. Adjunct Joe. You're watching Daily Review. Oh, God. Today is a stand-up special by Louis C.K., who, if you don't know, if you're watching this in the future, I guess you could only be watching it in the future, Louis got in trouble and he had for masturbating in front of ladies several times. I don't know, but he never was, never went to court or anything. He never paid out and he apologized and whatnot. But some feel he was unfairly swept up in the Me Too movement with some people like, Harvey Weinstein, who did much more egregious, more illegal. I don't know. I'm not really the one to be talking about any of this stuff, I guess. And I'm a fan of Louis, and I loved his show, and his stand-up is so great. But really, his show is just, like, remarkable, because it's like a filmmaker making a show, just doing whatever they want. And I had a lot of hopes for him as a filmmaker, which will never happen now, I thought he was going to be like the next Woody Allen, and it turned out he was the next Woody Allen, but not in the way that I wanted him to be. So, he's polarizing, and maybe he's come back too soon because this happened in 2018 and 19. He was kind of chastised and would only perform in small locations, and he took a year off. Whatever. He lost, I don't know, articles say that he lost something like $37 million. So, while he was at, like, basically the height of his career. So some say that's punishment enough. Some say that he should never work again. I mean, I don't know. This is the age-old question that's like the one that like has bothered me the most because it's just like near and dear to my heart. It's like separating the art from the artist, like what about Roman Polanski and Woody Allen? And then I'm sure like, what if they just like never got caught or nobody ever found out? Like, what if Steven Spielberg turned out to be like a mass murderer and it was just been covered up and we all love his movies and we just never ever find out? He just takes it to the grave and nobody ever knows. They find out 500 years from now. And, like, what, I guess people would be like, oh, I guess we shouldn't watch Jaws, even though it's influenced the entire, you know what I mean? Like, Woody Allen has had, like, as big of impact as pretty much anybody in the history of film in terms of, like, guiding comedy and, I don't know, just being, like, a writer, director, performer. Yeah, he's a seminal character. But then he's like, also, there's so many creepy stories, and so, like, maybe it's like, can we just enjoy the art and, like, just say, oh, well, I wouldn't be friends with that person? I don't know. So my buddy my buddy Colin, I was talking to about this, and he was like, oh, you just like Louis because he's a Boston guy and you're just defending him and whatever. Well, like, I'm not going to give that guy money because you have to buy it on his website on louisck.com, and it's $9 or $7 or $8. I don't know. So he was just like, I'm not going to give him money. Like, I'll watch it if I can watch it somehow for free, but I'm not going to support him anymore. And I'm like, I get that. That's all right. I get that. I did buy it because I was very curious. Because I just want to see how he. I love comebacks. There's we love that in storytelling, but it's just like one of my favorite SNL monologues of all time is Tracy Morgan after he got, again, if you're in the future and you don't remember, his car was, or like, I don't know, a car he was in was run off the road by a Walmart truck that fell asleep at the wheel or something like that. And he made millions and millions of dollars, but was very injured and was headman, and I think was in a coma for a while and blah, blah, blah. And he's first, like, once he's healthy, he comes back to SNL and he hobbles out and he goes, thank you. Like there's like he's severely damaged or something, and the whole audience gets nervous for a second, like, oh no, are we gonna have to watch a whole episode with like this guy who's like lost all his calming time here? And then he goes, nah, I'm just fucking with you. It was awesome. It's one of my favorite moments. It's so good. It's like an Andy Kaufman thing to do, and I've always loved Tracy Morgan. He's the best. How did we get on that topic? Oh, yeah. So I wanted to see how Louis dealt with it. It's just like, oh, is his first thing? Is he just going to come out jacking off, That's what I would have done. Like, what's up? You paid, motherfucker. Uh, maybe not. That's not a good idea. But yeah, I'm not gonna spoil things. But yeah, he does. He deals with it off and on in the beginning. Like one of his first things is, did anybody get in a global amount of trouble recently? That's a good way of starting it. But then near the end, he does talk about it. He goes, "All right, you want to talk about it?" And really what he comes down with, without like spoiling the jokes and stuff. I guess just stop watching it. Sorry, Louis, if this bothers you, but stop jacking off in front of people. All right. Um, I think maybe he defends himself a little bit too much, like too well. You know what I mean? It's a little like because nobody gets to, he's on a soapbox there. But then again, I guess people have been making accusations again. Either way, he justifies his actions as all humans do, probably a bit more. I mean, he does admit that he's got psychological problems and stuff. Anyway, the big thing he says is that, we all do fucked up things, or we all have like weird sexual preclusions, and they're hidden. People don't know them, and we're lucky because of that. And for him, like he said, Obama knows my thing, which is pretty good. That's pretty funny. And so I knew he'd be able to like put it in a way. He's like Hitler or something. Like I knew he was going to be able to say it in a way where I'd be like, "That's right, Louis. I'm still your friend." Which is a little bit troubling. I don't know. It's really complicated for me. I honestly don't have an answer. I know if I were like a woman, I'd probably just be like, "Fuck all those guys, fuck them," and that's probably the answer, right? Because there are other funny people who haven't done fucked up things. So I don't know. It's tough. I guess there's plenty of stuff out there. I'll just have to watch somebody else now. But the thing is that like, what are you gonna do? Background check every single person? How do I know that? Martin Scorsese doesn't eat babies. How do I know that? I mean, he probably doesn't. But who knows what the rich do? Anyway, overall, it's pretty funny. I think it's like, not one of his best stand-ups, but it's got funny stuff. It would fit in there with his oeuvre. Yeah, I don't know. I give him the benefit of the doubt. Roman Polanski, I can't really give the benefit of the doubt to, But are the movies of Roman Polanski objectively more art or have more artistic value than the stand-up of Louis C.K.? See, these are unanswerable questions. You know what I mean? Like you got Rosemary's Baby, and Knife in the Water, and The Pianist, and Chinatown. And those are like fucking 4 perfect movies. What the fuck do you do with that? And then they sleep with a 8-year-old or whatever the fuck happened there. That the age only keeps going down. I think she was 14 or something. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, nobody wrote anything because nobody's watching. Well, they're probably all out there fucking jacking off in front of people. Yeah, other than that, I don't know, because I'm not just going to like say his jokes, it looked cheaper than his other ones, even though he always kind of makes it look low budget. This just had like less camera angles and less like, no movie in the beginning kind of thing, which is kind of lame. Like fucking walking down the street and walking into the club. Like who came up with that? Who cares? So yes, very austere production value, but that's also because he had to, he's low on money now, I guess. He has to pay, The big argument was that my buddy came up with was like, well, at the very least, like all that money should go to charity. And it's almost like admitting I don't know, but maybe he feels like, well, you know what went to charity? That fucking $37 million that I didn't make, I've already been penalized. But, I don't know. It probably would have been good for optics, as they say, right? This to make it look a little bit cleaner and like you're a little bit. But he seems pretty self-aware of the whole thing. But we'll see how people take it. Basically, I feel like he's back, but he'll never, obviously, he'll never be that big. Like, he'll be able to make his own shows, and he has a big enough following to, like, perform and make money that way and sell stuff on his internet website .com on the net. And that was working before all this, so maybe he'll just keep doing stuff like that, like Horace and Pete, and just kind of market it directly to his public. But no more awards, right? No more awards. And he'll have more and more trouble getting people to work with him. Or he'll only a certain type of person will work with him, probably. But we'll see. Maybe time will tell. I don't know, like we let Mel Gibson back, sort of. Like, he got to make a movie or two, and then people are like Hacksaw Ridge, which sucked. And then you're like, oh, these suck. And then people just like, well, you're not good enough. But I wonder if he had come back and made a movie like Moonlight or something, like one of the better movies of the decade or something, if we would have been like, yay, Mel, you're back. But like Hacksaw Ridge was funny because it got nominated for stuff, and it totally felt like they were like just justifying having let him back. Be like, see, well, he's good. I don't know. Everybody's hypocritical about all this shit. As long as it makes money, they're fucking happy, right? So then his movies weren't very profitable, and then now people are like, yeah, fuck him again. Who cares? It's like Travolta. It's like all of them. Seems like a horrible industry. I'd rather be here. Is this better fast or slow?